Hey everybody, another story for you tonight. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about Gangland 2011 at EMR. This was their Toys for Tots game. They do a game with Toys for Tots every October where the admission is simply a $20 toy donation, which is great. So in 2010 and 2011, Delta Paintball ran that. They produced this scenario. It was a Gangland theme, which was really cool, where you had two teams or opposing gangs and, the city, and there was a third entity played by TSOC, which were the cops. If you don't know who TSOC is, they're a scenario team on the East Coast, and they're a milsim team. There are a lot of great stand-up guys and a lot of great players, and when they get out on the field in force, watch out, because they will just roll anything in their path. So they're a bunch of great guys, and their job in this game as the cops was basically to make life as difficult as possible for the two gangs that are trying to control the city. So for the second Gangland game at EMR in 2011, I was asked to be one of the generals. So I was the general for one of the sides, and partway through the game, our mission, thank you Delta for coming up with this was great, was kidnap the mayor of the city's baby, and which was a doll on the field. We didn't literally have a baby on the field, and bring it to this structure on the field and hold it there for an hour. And of course, once we got it there, everyone on the field just went right to it. The other gang wanted to take us out, prevent us from doing the mission. The cops, of course, wanted to get the kid back. It was this whole big mess. So everyone on the field was going right to that spot. I'm at the base with my XO. Nobody else is around. And it's probably about halfway into this mission. And 12 TSOC guys, I see 12 guys from TSOC are walking past me. Rather than go straight down the hill towards this structure where it was in a little bit of woods, they decided to go around the back door close to my base and hit them from behind. And they could do this because it was in between the insertion windows and there was nobody around using the field between our base and where the mission was, where the objective was. So they could loop around and use that area without worrying about running into anybody. Great plan. Hit them from behind, 12 guys, that'll put a hurting on anybody there. Well, I see this happening, and I don't really have any people around. It's not worth me shooting any of these guys, because the rest will just shoot me and my XO. But we have some C4 prop. It's just a little piece of wood with C4 on it. It says C4 on it, not actual C4. And so we have a couple of these guys, and the rules with C4 are that you could place it down, or you could throw it underhanded, so you don't hurt anybody, because it's a piece of wood. And you would destroy any buildings or anything, and anyone within 30 feet was taken out. So I grab one of the C4s and I put it behind my back. I don't have a gun or anything. I just kind of walk up, nonchalantly in the direction. I wave for the guy in front of the line that's walking over, and I get to within about 50 feet, and they don't shoot me right away because there's a lot of role-playing in this scenario and a lot of deals, between the cops and the various gangs and everything. So if a general's walking up to you, you don't necessarily shoot him right away. So I get to within about 50 feet and underhand toss it. Hits the ground, and the ref with me says, okay, nobody move, nobody move, nobody move. Got to measure. He's got this rope with a beanbag on one end that's 30 feet long, and he drops the beanbag at the C4 and walks around and attacks people. Now, the TSOC guys were in a long line, about, I don't know how long it was, but it was 12 people strung out pretty well. They spread out. They didn't cluster up, which was smart of them. But I got it close to the middle. I got the C4 close to the middle of the line, not perfectly. I got a little too far to the front. So it turns out I got 10 of them. They saw what happened, and I cut one guy that happened to be close to me. He sees it, he looks at me, just puts his head down and walks. And I thought that was pretty funny. So I got 10 of them out of the 12. The last two, rather than keep going around, they went back to get more people to hit it from the front again. We ended up holding the objective, and I'd like to think that this little thing with the C4 helped. But the moral of the story is that in a scenario game, if you're the general and you don't necessarily have a combat role to play, keep your eye out for other ways you can directly influence the game, rather than just, playing the roles and directing traffic and such. And if you're not the general, but you see the general, don't automatically assume that they're not going to do something evil, because you never know when a general might have C4 behind his back. So that was really, it was a really fun kind of moment out of that game, out of a very fun day. That was one, very fun moment. And unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera. I filmed the final battle from that game, which I have an FPS video of it, but I didn't film the rest of the game. I figured it wouldn't be all that exciting with me hanging around the base, directing traffic, but turns out I should have. Lesson learned, now I know for next time. But so that's my story from Gangland 2011 at EMR. Thanks for watching. See you next time.